lecture we have seen about the gonads, that is the reproductive organs. In these reproductive organs, testes are the male reproductive organs and ovaries are female reproductive organ. How testes works as an endocrine gland? We will see a diagram. This diagram shows these are the seminiferous tubules, and these seminiferous tubules are structural and functional unit of testes which are concerned with formation of sperms. In between these seminiferous tubules, you can see these patches of cells, group of cells are there in the connective tissue. This group of cells are called as interstitial cells, which are also called as Leydig cells. So these Leydig cells are secretory in nature, which are concerned with secretion of testosterone, and in one sentence we can say that testosterone are concerned with development of secondary sexual characters. The next organ is ovary, which is also a gonad in case of female reproductive system. For understanding of this ovary, we have seen a diagram before as a reproductive structure. I'll show you diagram for TS of testes, TS of ovary. See here, this ovary, it secretes 4 hormones. Which are the 4 hormones secreted by ovary? First one is called as estrogen. Second one is called as progesterone. Third one is called as relaxin, and fourth one is called as inhibin. Now see here in this diagram, these are the developmental stages of follicles which are surrounded by these follicular cells. What is the function of this follicular cell? It is to secrete estrogen, which is concerned with development of secondary sexual characters. Once this follicle, this developing follicle is get converted into the matured follicle, which is also called as Graafian follicle, ovulation takes place. That means this oocyte is released into the abdominal cavity and these remaining cells form corpus luteum. So this corpus luteum is called as secondary endocrine source for the secretion of progesterone. So progesterone is secreted by corpus luteum, as well as relaxin and inhibin both are secreted by this corpus luteum only. So corpus luteum is concerned with secretion of 3 hormones: progesterone, relaxin and inhibin, and these follicular cells, these are the follicular cells around the follicle, they are concerned with secretion of estrogen. Their functions already we have studied before, and in the topic of reproduction these functions will again be repeated. Okay, so this is all about the different types of endocrine glands, including diffused endocrine glands. Now we are going to see about the chemical nature of hormone. What is this chemical nature of hormone? What does it mean? Chemical nature of hormone means chemically what they are. We have studied before that hormones are chemical messengers, and these chemical messengers carry messages from one place to the another. So these are the 5 to 6 types of hormones. Their chemical natures are there. First type of hormones are called as amines. They are amines in nature and they are simple amines. Catecholamine is the example, which is secreted by adrenal medulla. Epinephrine and norepinephrine and melatonin from pineal gland. Some of them are modified form of amino acids, for example thyroxine. See, catecholamines secreted by adrenal medulla. This epinephrine and norepinephrine means the catecholamines only. Melatonin is secreted by pineal gland, and one of the hormone thyroxine, as we have studied before, this thyroxine is iodinated form of amino acid tyrosine. So all these are amines. You have to remember the names of the glands and their secretions which are amine in nature. Next one is peptide hormone. What's the meaning of peptide? Peptide means proteins only. because in protein amino acids are joined together by peptide bonds. So these hormones consist of long or short chains of amino acids. For example, hormones of hypothalamus, oxytocin, this is the hormone of what? Neurohypophysis, ADH and GnRH. This ADH and oxytocin are secreted by neurohypophysis, and this gonadotropin releasing hormone is secreted by hypothalamus. Third category is for protein hormones. Example, insulin, glucagon, TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, LTH, luteinizing hormones, growth hormone and relaxin. All these hormones are protein in nature. Fourth category, fatty acids derivative. One of the example, prostaglandin is there. Then steroid hormones. These hormones are lipid soluble and derived from cholesterol and other steroids. Example, estrogen, testosterone, aldosterone. And remember that action of this hormone is long lasting responses, and some of them are present in the form of gas. Example, nitrous oxide. So these are the chemical nature of hormones. Then depending upon their chemical nature, whether they are water soluble or they are fat soluble, mechanism of hormone action we have to study. So what is this mechanism of hormone action? We will see the first diagram, how the hormones act in the body. First one, the diagram shown is for mode of hormone action through membrane receptor. As here this membrane is shown and receptor is present here. This is mechanism of hormone action through membrane receptor. See, the hormones like catecholamines, means epinephrine and norepinephrine, which are also called as adrenaline and noradrenaline. Peptide hormones as well as polypeptide hormones, which are not lipid soluble. As the hormones are not lipid soluble, they cannot pass through this membrane into the cell. So these hormones like catecholamines, peptide and polypeptide hormone, this is one of the hormones shown here. One of the example is taken as FSH. How they work, how the action takes place. This hormone FSH, it binds to the receptor which is present on the membrane. Once this hormone binds to the membrane, first one of the enzyme is released. That enzyme is called as adenylate cyclase, and this is released from receptor site. This adenylate cyclase, which is released from this site, it brings about conversion of ATP into the cyclic AMP, which is called as secondary messenger. So what I said, this hormone binds to receptor, and once it binds to receptor, here one of the enzyme is released which is called as adenylate cyclase, and this adenylate cyclase bring about conversion of ATP into the cyclic AMP, which acts as secondary messenger. This cyclic AMP, it activates the enzymatic reactions, and thus here the biochemical and the physiological changes takes place. So this is mechanism of hormone action through membrane receptor. Some more secondary messengers are there. For example, this calcium and IP3, which is called as inositol triphosphate, and cyclic GMP, guanosine monophosphate. Like cyclic AMP, what is the full form? Cyclic adenosine monophosphate. Like this GMP is there, cyclic guanosine monophosphate. All these are secondary messenger. So note can be asked for 2 mark. Names of secondary messengers can be asked for 1 mark. The enzyme released by this complex can be asked for 1 mark. This is mechanism of action of hormone through membrane receptor. Now we'll see mode of action through intracellular receptor. Mode of hormonal action through intracellular receptors. Which hormone shows this type of action? Hormones which are steroid in nature. Steroid and thyroid hormones which are lipid soluble. Okay, so we can consider here these hormones which are steroid. One of the example is estrogen taken. So this estrogen, as it is lipid soluble, it can pass through this membrane directly into the cell. So this membrane, this hormone, it will pass through plasma membrane and they bind to specific intracellular receptor protein. And because of that here, receptor hormone complexes get formed. This receptor hormone complex, it enters the cell and it binds to the specific site which is called as regulatory site of DNA. So when it binds to regulatory site of DNA, it brings about formation of mRNA. Here it is shown that when it binds to the specific site of DNA, it starts forming mRNA, and mRNA are responsible for formation of this protein. So your protein is get formed, and this protein is responsible for this physiological responses like tissue growth and differentiation. Okay, so once again I will repeat that. This is the plasma membrane of a cell. This is one of the hormone called as estrogen, which is a lipid soluble. As it is lipid soluble, it can pass through this membrane into the cell. Here it binds, it forms receptor hormone complex which enter into the nucleus. Then this receptor complex, it binds to regulatory site of DNA. Because of that, it starts forming mRNA, and this mRNA is responsible for formation of protein, and these proteins are responsible for physiological responses like tissue growth and differentiation. So these two mechanism of hormone actions are there. Mode of hormone action through membrane receptor, and the diagram which is there in front of you is mode of action through intracellular receptors. Here note can be asked for 2 marks. Difference between these two can also be asked for 2 marks. Okay, or only the diagrams will be given. You have to identify the diagram and you have to describe it for 2 marks. Only one is left now. That is hypothalamus, one of the endocrine gland which is called as hypothalamus. We have studied it in nervous coordination. That is, it is located at the floor of diencephalon and its function is to maintain homeostasis. It also controls secretory activity of pituitary gland by releasing and inhibiting hormones. Remember that all hormones which are secreted by hypothalamus are peptide in nature and secreted by neurohormones. And we have, you know that hypothalamus, their neurosecretory cells secrete ADH and oxytocin as well as coherine. So here we come to the end of complete topic of control and coordination. It's a major topic. You have to study hard for this. 50% part is depend on diagram and explanation, and remaining part is theoretical. You have to learn it by heart. Start preparing so that it will be easy to remember till examination.